Hughes took a great step last year in his career. It seems like he's taken another giant step this year. What have you seen from him and what you've looked at so far?
Well, I hate to say it. I do enjoy watching him. I hope that I'm not saying that after tonight's game. But he is, there's a case you could say he's the best player in the world right now, the way he's playing. So fun to watch. Less fun to play against, and that'll be a challenge for us tonight.
You guys want to get up and down the ice. They want to get up and down the ice. How much of this game is going to be somebody's got to show a little defensive discipline and try to, break the other side down?
Yeah, it's, especially early in the season, you as a coach, I don't have a lot of hair left, but you're pulling your hair out because of structure, and every coach in the league is doing it. You watch game film, and you watch games last night, and you just see how much more structure needs to be and will be in the game with all of these teams. And when you look at the other lineup tonight and their proficiency on offense, you think about the need for greater structure and the fact that skill over there can hold you accountable for not having it.
What is different about the Sabres when Tage Thompson is kicking it into high gear?
Well, he's an ultra-competitive guy, and usually they follow hand in hand. When he's ultra competitive, 6'7", he's a force between that and his skill. So, and he's a guy that guys gravitate towards. So, he brings guys into the battle and into the fight, and he's very, very much a leader in that regard.
How is his height challenging for the opposition, Don?
Reach, obviously strength. Much to which everyone would think the obvious, but not many guys have the skill he has. So you combined the size that's an advantage outright with the hands and vision and hockey sense, and it's a pretty nice package.
How much do you look forward to seeing their power play against your penalty kill? You have one of the best penalty kills, and they have the best power play. It's strength against strength.
Yeah, you look forward to that, Paul. I look forward to trying to find a way to win a hockey game. But, it's great for radio, isn't it?
Yep.
I was talking to Luke Hughes after the Devils skated. He talked about how he learned a lot from Owen Power just watching him the year they played together at Michigan. When you hear something like that and you see the way Power's game has maturing, just how did that whole experience, you think, with so much hype in college hockey, might serve Owen Power for the next 10 years going through that year?
Yeah, the best players in the world, and Jack Hughes, according to what you're saying there, is Luke.
Yeah.
Okay, Luke. I apologize. Yeah. Luke, I meant. They like to learn, and they're sponges when it comes to learning. And I think people don't realize that. When you even talk to other players, it's the players that want to learn that become great. And Owen's the same way. So you put these guys in environments, and they just pick up things, and because their attention is on trying to get better. And what can I learn from the situation? So, not surprising to hear that quote, and it really is a key component to all the guys around the league that are the most successful guys. They're probably the guys that really focused on learning all their whole life.
You probably answered this before, but just your outside thoughts looking in on what Lindy Ruff's been able to do here in New Jersey.
First of all, not an easy spot. Pretty dynamic times for them over the last couple of years, and even early in the season last year. But when you're coaching against a Lindy Ruff team. I watched it 15, 20 years ago even as a pro scout, and loved what he got out of his teams then, and actually stayed in the building to watch his teams play quite a bit, because not only were they entertaining, they played hard and competitively. And that hasn't changed in many, many years. So, he's had an impressive career, and his teams are always seem to be pretty impressive too.
What has Erik Johnson's leadership meant to this group?
A lot that you see outright, and a lot that you don't see behind the scenes. He's walked the walk. So not only has he done that as a player, but he's very in tune with the growth and the challenges they had in Colorado. When they were picking first, second, third overall, when they were not successful, and watch that team grow into a Stanley Cup champion. That insight really is very nice to have around here. It's nice to be able to share stories and thoughts on him. We rely on him a lot as coaches, and he's always there to help the guys on the team as well.
Don, what is your philosophy behind developing? I guess not developing is the right word. Seeing young players grow in this league. What's important to have them get to a point where they're not thinking, they're just playing the game naturally, that type of thing?
Well, it's a process. It's different for every guy. But as I just mentioned, we talk about Luke Hughes and the best players, the ones that are actively trying to learn, trying to absorb from situations, are the ones that everybody has things to learn and acclimate when you come into a league. So the ones that learn the fastest are going to get that roster spot, and that's pretty much the case.
Have you noticed a difference off the ice with Alex Tuch since he got on the score sheet the other night, just like maybe a weight off of him the last few days at all?
Yeah, there's no question that you got to feel good after his game the other day, and he'd been struggling in that department, feeling good after games. He hasn't lived up to his standards, and I think it certainly was a big boost to him, and I'm excited for him moving forward.
Goalie is a good problem right now, the way both of them are going. I mean, are you going back to Comrie tonight?
Yeah, Comrie will go, and he's been, they've both been very focused. So, you want you guys to play well. So they both done a nice job and done their part, and that's what you ask for when you're asking out of any guy, and specifically goalie. That's what it comes down to.
Is there any update on Levi at all? Or?
He is still day-to-day and dealing with just soreness, so it is an issue that will resolve, and with 3, we don't feel any need to rush that. I can tell you he probably would be in there if we didn't have 3, but because we do, there's no sense of him trying to play with something that's nagging and will resolve and wouldn't otherwise.